and welcome to the show. This is our third live stream in a row. You can tell, look at these bags under my eyes. This is from not getting enough sleep. Oh, only a few more days to go. I can't believe I almost made it. You guys have been great. Your energy keeps me going and, keeps everything exciting and pumping along. I was digging around and I found a copy of my book. This was my first book. I have to tell you guys something about this cover because I dreamed about this book before I even thought about writing it. I had a dream that this is the book, and this cover was what I had dreamed of. And see how the woman is flicking the little men, and you can't, it's like the little guy, it's three little dudes flying through the air that she flicked away because they was all suckers. That was the concept. And so I found a book designer, and she actually took pictures of her daughter's hand, and then I don't know how she did it, but it gives that motion effect there, and she put it together exactly the way I wanted it to look, the way I had conceived of it in my dream. And what you guys may not know, I've told this story several different times, but originally I was presented with a contract to do this book through a major publisher. Right now, it ended up being self-published, but I'll tell you how it got to that point. So, when I dream about something anyway, I want it to be exactly the way I dreamed about it because I feel like, it was meant to be. That's like a message from the universe that this is the way that this product is supposed to go to market. This is the message that I'm supposed to give to people. So I picked the title, I picked the cover design, everything was in that dream. And so after I got the offer, my youngest brother's an attorney, right? So I sent the contract over to him to take a look at. And he calls me and he says, "Did you read this thing?" And I'm like, "No. Why would I read it? You're the one that's the lawyer. You read it. What? Why would I do that?" And so then he's like, "Well, you need to, understand something. If you sign this, you give them the right to change anything they want to. The titles, the chapter titles, any of the content, the design, the layout, everything." And I was like, "What?" Because, I hadn't read it. The thing came in the mail. I put in different envelopes. I sent it off to him. And so I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And he said, "No, that's what this says. Are you sure you want to sign this?" So, of course, I didn't, which left me in a very weird position because it cost at the time thousands of dollars to self publish a book. I think it's easier now. But I had to get somebody to do the layout and stuff. I've since learned how to do those things myself, but at the time I didn't. So, somebody to do the layout for me and to proofread it and do all the stuff. And so I had to pay people, to do all of that. And so what I did to raise the money for this book was sell sweet potato pies. I sold sweet potato pies. All these where we used to live was like in this area that was like 98% white. Them people had never heard of sweet potato pies before. And so I took some around, let people taste them, and I took orders. I must have made, I don't even know how many hundreds of sweet potato pies. And my oven was going constantly that fall and winter. And I raised, enough money selling sweet potato pies to pay the whatever thousands of dollars I ended up paying to make this book come to market. I was determined that it was gonna be the way that I wanted it to be, look the way I wanted it to look, and have the title that I wanted it to have. So, oh, you did? You read The Black Church? Yeah, that book was very controversial too. It almost didn't get out. This dude whose name I shall not mention is very big in that field, and I wanted him to write the foreword, right? And so I sent him a draft of the book. It was like an early draft just so he could get an idea where I was going. And he wrote me back this scathing email that was about, I don't even know how many thousands of words, ripping my book apart, telling me why it shouldn't go to the market, all kind of stuff. And I read every word of it. And then, I had printed it out and I read every word of it. And then I was very dramatic and I ripped it up and tore it up, put his email on block, never talked to that nigga again. And I went on to do my book anyway, and it was a great success. And so then I started thinking about it. I was like, well, maybe that's what he determined that my book was going to be. as popular or more popular than anything he's written, and so he felt threatened. So he didn't want me to, you know, to put it onto the market. But luckily, since I'm such a little hard-headed little bitch, I did it anyway. And I got interviewed by. I was on CNN about that book. I was on Al Joner's show about that book. I was on with what's that radio host name? I can't think of dude's name right now, but everybody used to listen to him before he retired. Jackie Reed was on his show too. Tom Joyner? Tom Joyner, I think was his name. On his show, I mean, it was just like I was all over the place. It was like a media buzz, like a mug about what I had to say and the way that I had to say it. So I was looking at all of that. Thank you, Ennui. I think he could sense that that was what's gonna happen, and so I had to get my cover redone. Luckily, my daughter had done it, like the design on the black church book with that broken cross. My at the time 60-year-old daughter designed that cover. I told her what I wanted, and she went on her computer, and 2 minutes later, she just did the cross. I had to do all the rest of it, the layout and all the back part and cover and stuff. But she took my concept and she made it come to life like that. And so that's my story about those two books. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys because this was my very first effort into publishing, other than what was on my blog. And it's just a hilarious book, very funny. So, if you're thinking it's going to be something serious, don't even. This book is crazy, but it's a lot of fun to read. A couple of my clients, I used to be a personal trainer. They had bought copies and they was reading it on the plane going to Europe. And she said they were laughing so hard, people kept looking at them like, "What's wrong with you?" She had one copy for herself and one for her husband. She didn't want to share, so she bought two. Yes, Debruary is almost over. Don't worry, it'll be back again next year. And this time, you know what I'm gonna do next year? I'm gonna plan in advance. I'm gonna start doing shows and putting them on recordings and stuff in December, so I will be ready. I waited till the last minute, and I got sick in January on New Year's Eve. Remember, I was sick for like 2 weeks. And even though I was doing shows, I was coughing and so I felt terrible. I kept fighting a fever. It was awful. So I didn't really have the energy to, do stuff for February yet. So everything is kind of was last minute. I'm not gonna do that to myself anymore. So anyway, what we're here doing today, well, after my long-winded rambling, is to take your questions that you have about your relationship, your whether those relationships be with friends, family, your children, your baby daddy, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever is the situation. I will do my best to provide you with an answer right here on the fly. And try not to make your question too long, because unless you type 100 words a minute like I do, you're going to be typing forever, and I'm going to be sitting here waiting for you to hurry up and finish. So what you can do is type it in a document so that you can cut and paste it. Now that might work too. Open up a word pad or something, and cut and paste it in there. But most people watch this on their phones. They're not on a desktop or a laptop. You're on their phone. So they're punching in, doing all of this stuff here. And that'd be taking too long. So try to condense your thoughts, make your questions short, and then pop it in there, and then we will answer it. The moderators will kind of keep me on track if I miss it. They bring it to my attention and they copy it and put it in there again in case it scrolls up and I missed it while I was answering somebody else's question. So don't give up hope. um, it will, it will be seen by somebody in here. Might not be me, but it will be seen. And yeah, just the facts, Jack. That's right. You understand. That's it. I don't need all that. And then she said, and then I said, and then we went to the park, and then he wore this, and then my dog barked. I don't need all that. Just give me the hardcore issue. Sum it up, and that's good. Let me read you. So while we sitting here waiting for folks to get that, not be shy, because everybody be shy when it's these kind of questions. Let me read one of these crazy questions that's in this book? Oh, let me read you the titles, the chapter titles, because I'm telling you the whole book is crazy. Chapter 1, which came first, the chicken head or the egg? Chapter 2, I hate myself, but I love you. Chapter 3, I'll call you, I love you, let's hang out. Yeah, there you go. See, that was all. And then my mother said, yeah, no, no. Chapter 4, lepers don't change their spots. Chapter 5, drama here, drama there, stupid drama everywhere. Chapter 6, the what the fuck files. Chapter 7, if love is the answer, could you rephrase the question? And then my conclusion, my summing up, and then I put some special bonuses in there. 10 rules for sucker free dating, and a quiz for you to take called "Is this a trade in or a keeper?" So there's a lot of information in this little book, and the chicken egg came first. I'm not too sure. So let me see if I can. I'm gonna read you guys a question while you get ready to put your answers in there. Okay, this is a two question. Oh, the whole book is insane. This book will make you laugh. It's like a comedy show on paper. Dear Miss Heartbeat, when me and my boyfriend first started dating 3.5 years ago, we used to make out a lot, but then we stopped. He was fine with it and said that he never really liked to do it in the first place. That made me feel bad because I love to make out. I feel when you don't, you miss out on so much passion. I don't want to go the rest of my life not being able to really kiss someone. Recently, he hasn't wanted to have sex with me either, having done it only twice in the last 4 months. I'm feeling hurt and unwanted. What should I do? Female, 24, feeling unsexy. My response, dear unsexy, he's gay. Next question. Dear Miss Heartbeat, am I supposed to love my girlfriend at all times? I mean, seriously, there are days when she just drives me nuts. How on earth should I react then? Oh, yeah, today is one of those days. I can't listen to a word she says without her getting on my nerves. It's really bad today. Any input? Male, 25, not feeling the love either. Dear, not feeling it either. That's just how it is sometimes, dude. That's the up and down nature of romantic love. The other possibility is you're gay. So you see, I was clowning these people. Oh my God, just retarded. And some of them were long and involved, but others of them are not. Okay, the what the fuck files. Let me see. Let me read one here. Then I'm going to start looking in there and taking questions, so y'all get ready after I find one I want to read. Dear Miss Heartbeat, I know it's not healthy, but I want to be bulimic. These are actual letters that came into my advice column that I used to put up every week on askheartbeat.com. That's what these came from. Wait a minute, whoever was going to answer the question, just hold on. I'll still have to read them. I want to read this. I know it's not healthy, but I want to be bulimic. I'm not fat, and most people think I'm really pretty, but I think I could be much prettier if I just took off a little bit, especially in my thighs. But I can't go bulimic because for some reason, I can't throw up. It's like my gag reflex doesn't work. Do you have any tips on how to do this? I'm not unhappy or anything. I'm just peeved that I can't throw up. Female, 20, she calls herself Thunder Thighs. Dear Thunder, you're stupid. And that was my answer to her. So as you see, I'm just being myself. And I've been that way for a long time. Now you guys, everything used to be in written form. Now you can see my face while I say it. You can see me roll my eyes and pop my lips and look all crazy. But I still get the same kind of answers. I just tell people about themselves. All right, now somebody had a question. Let me scroll up and see what uh, Lisa says. Deb, when a man says he don't need a wife, he wants one. What does it mean if he says that to me? He doesn't need a wife, he wants one. Well, I mean, are you upset about that? That's how it should be. When you want somebody, but if you need somebody, then you're a dusty motherfucker. Like we've been talking about these dudes that need a woman so they have a place to live. They need a woman because they don't have no car, so they want to drive hers. They need somebody to feed and clothe them and put a roof over their head because they dusty little fucks that don't have shit. If a man's got is on his grind and his life is complete and full, but what's missing is love a way to give somebody love and to get love in return, to have a woman to come home to have children to come home to have a reason to get up every morning and go to work and bust his ass 40 or 50 hours a week. He wants that. He wants it, but he's taking care of his own needs, so he doesn't need a wife for that kind of purpose. He needs her because he wants that emotional connection. So, that's my interpretation of it anyway. But I would think, knowing how men think, that's what he meant. But since I don't know him, you would be the best one to go and ask him and say, I'm thinking that this, what I just told you, is what you're trying to tell me. Am I correct? Okay, this is called communication. And if you plan to get married to this man or be in any kind of long term relationship with anybody, you need to learn how to open your mouth. Don't sit around trying, I wonder what he means, and calling all your friends, girl, what you think he meant? Open your mouth like a woman. That's what women do. And you say, I hear you. Just let me clarify that because I don't want to go away making an assumption about what you meant. So I want to ask you, can you clarify that? Can you rephrase that? Or did you mean such and such? So he can say yes, or he can say, well, not quite, but I really meant this, or that's kind of what I meant. But, you want to be really clear. So when you leave for his presence, you know exactly what that man is saying to you and why he's saying it. Okay? That's very important. Oh, question. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that one. Ooh, Tiana, thank you. Somebody was like, hit broke me off. Beth Mo, here I come. Ooh, 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 ooh. Somebody bought me drinks. Thanks, Tiana. Oh boy, I'm not gonna have to get the cheap stuff now. I'm gonna get some good stuff. Girlfriend broke me off. Yes. Yes. I know I'm acting stupid, but I've been trying to be good. I haven't really been having any wine. But I'm about to make up for that shit. Thank you. Yeah, everybody's so pleased. I'm very excited. Yeah, he wants, yeah, that's what I assume too, pronounced like queen. That's exactly where my mind went. He's just letting you're not going to be overburdened with what he wants to do with himself. He's not like a chump dude that's going to be looking for you to take care of him like you a second mama. He wants you in his life to be his partner and all of that. But like I said, that's how I interpret it. If you aren't sure and you not thinking that not doesn't fit him or whatever might be going on in your mind, you might want to, like I said, run that by him. Yeah, that's what I would do. Okay, next question. Next question. Who got another question? We're gonna be here. I booked 2 hours for this. I listened. I mean, I booked 2 hours because I feel like what happens though. Like a couple of people ask, and then everybody gets their courage up, and then they finally the questions start coming, and then they be coming too fast. I can't keep up. But this is nice. This is a nice little slow pace that I can keep up. Oh, thank you, Queen. Pronounced like Queen. Yeah, I think it's the right place to come to. I would be happy as hell if a man told me some shit like that. Because then I could feel like, that movie Waiting to Exhale, where they would just exhale because they thought they found the one. I would be exhaling like a mug. because it's so rare to hear a man say something. They just want, these dudes are just so dependent and just so ugh. I mean, it's like hard to even respect them because they're so fucking needy and whiny. It's like having, like, if you got a kid or two, then you add, he just a tall kid, so it's like you got three kids. Just one of them got a beard and a deep voice and a job. If he got a job, you know what I mean? It just really makes it hard to see these guys as men because they just don't act like them. They just act like tall boys. And I just yeah, I some dude tell me some shit like that, I would be like buying like airtime on TV to tell everybody the news. All right, here we go. This man insists his future wife has food every day when he gets off work. I work more hours than him. I told him that that's a unicorn, but he said his mom did it for her husband. Yeah, that man, I mean, his future wife. Okay, so he's still single right now. Let me tell you about these people that's these single men. They have some of the craziest fucked up fantasies about what a wife is gonna be and do based on, some ancient history. And it's like, no matter what your mama did, unless you marry your mama, nigga, that shit ain't happening. Okay? Because it's just not gonna happen that way. Your mother did it, but I bet you she was exhausted and she just only did it because she felt obligated to do it because that was some old timey bullshit and she thought this is what she had to do to get and keep her man. But modern women don't think like that and they don't give a fuck. If you hungry motherfucker, stop at KFC on your way home and make the magic happen. I mean, what you want from me? I'm not cooking every day. And your food is not going to be ready when you get off of work. That's just the way it is. Most likely she going to be getting off of work at the same time you do. Fighting commute traffic and then you expect that she's supposed to magically morph some food onto the table? He going to stay single forever. Okay, Lady Sarcasm says, I just had a guy tell me that he needs someone to do everything for him after his surgery. I have seen him wheel himself into the kitchen to cook for himself and his roommates, yet he can't even offer me food when I say I'm hungry. He needs someone to do everything for him after his surgery. What kind of surgery? And he's in a wheelchair. Okay, I'm confused. Is he in a wheelchair because he already had the surgery and now this is what he's doing? Well, see, my bottom line thing is this, and I'm going to tell you this, that your name is new. I'm not sure I've seen you in here before, but this is my mantra. And I tell it to every single woman who has a problem like this in her relationship where she's not feeling taken care of, appreciated, she's being discounted, ignored, whatever. And it applies to each and every situation. This one thing right here. If you're with a man and said man is not giving you the relationship that you want for any reason, at any time, at any age, whenever, you are supposed to say, this isn't working for me, and you leave. That's it. You don't argue with them. You don't try to get him to change. You don't explain and explain and explain and ask him over and over why and all this old shit. You understand that this is how he is. He's a grown man. You're this way. This is what you want. You're a grown woman. You have every right to have what it is that you want. You do not have to drop your morals and your desires and your anything else, your values about a relationship to be with the knucklehead that makes you feel alone, abandoned, and insecure and hurt. Okay, and that's what you get if you in a situation with you with a man and he doesn't offer you any food and you're sitting there hungry. What you supposed to do? Get up and leave and then go get you a burger or something and then come back? No, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna keep going and I'm never coming back. So that becomes a matter of what you want to tolerate. We just did a show about this too. I think it was last Saturday, or maybe the one before that, about knowing your bottom line, knowing what you will and will not accept in a relationship, and cutting bait when you ain't getting it. Okay, you need to go back and review it. It's one part of this. It's in the playlist somewhere of the Debruary 2019 videos. I'm making all of them in that one place. That would be unacceptable. He gonna be cooking for himself and his roommates, but you, his woman, supposed to be his woman? Shh. Have I received feedback from the mother-daughter show? Only what's on the comments. I haven't got, I don't think, you know what, tell you the truth, I don't know. I haven't looked, I usually don't look at my emails that often, but I will look at them today because I've been so busy editing videos, from Blog Talk for the two shows for this coming week. I've been busy with that, so I haven't checked my email yet, but I'll do it after the show. Single girl. Okay, yeah, I just answered her question. Whenever my female students ask me relationship question, I coach you and refer them to your channel. Oh, that quote, Rositas, that one about the not getting what you want, girl, that it just takes care of everything. That one sentence. You don't really need to say too much more, but thank you for the referrals. I hope they come and I hope they're learning something. Yeah, we on day 25, Lady Boss. Day 20. Wait, yeah. Oh, 23. Okay, whatever. Day 23. She right and I'm wrong. Okay, someone from Twitch. I see that Twitch button. How do you meet people in this kind of time when people don't want you to come up to them in public? People just want to meet me on Tinder or something. I am worried about coming off desperate or like I'm disturbing them. Are you male or female? Yeah, don't lie. I don't want to. I know I've been coughing and sneezing when I start talking about Dusty, so I have to monitor how often I discuss them because I'm trying not to cough. That coughing was something else. Um, TJ, TJ, whatever from Twitch, are you male or female? You asked me this question about, how people, uh, how to meet people, and I do want to respond, but I need to know, where you coming from with this. So I need a little more information. That might be good. If you guys ask a question that's general, be sure to determine if you're, let me know if you're male or female. I'm scrolling down looking for this response. The Twitch one. Oh, you're a female. Okay, so let me roll back up and read the question again. When people don't want to you to come up to them in public, you just want to meet on Tinder or something. Well, I don't know how old you are, but if you go to events where there's a lot of single men and women, they do want you to come up with them. Now, you just talking about going up to them on the street or something. No, that's really not cool. And that's the same thing I tell men. You don't pick up people on the street. That's trashy. Trash is what's blowing up and down the street. That's not where you go to get a romantic partner. And a woman coming with a dude on the street, he's going to be really thinking that you have some issues, and what he's going to be thinking is not good, because there's a lot of stereotypes associated with that. Whether it's true or not, I'm not saying that you are those things. I'm saying he's going to perceive you that way because only certain types of women be chasing dudes up and down the street. And usually they want some money. You understand what I'm saying? So what you want to do is make, check out like meetups in your area. That's for younger and older people. You find something age appropriate and interest level, something that interests you. Clubs and organizations, like if a university student, join things, go into the games, do stuff where there's interactions with men. If you're a mature adult out in the workforce, there's always networking events. There's like these things, trade shows and workshops and stuff of that nature. I mean, some of them cost money, but a lot of them are free, sponsored by the company, that wants to promote their product or service or whatever. Maybe $10 or $20, something like that. But those kind of places are usually packed with men in that industry. And so, I mean, there's just like multiple avenues to meet people if you get creative and think outside the box. I would not, you couldn't pay me to meet somebody on Tinder. Ain't enough money in this world. I'm just not gonna do that. That swipey thing, that's just not for me. Heard about, I haven't even seen it. I refuse to even look at it. I don't want no parts of it. Ugh. So take that, start with the meetup. Like I said, investigate things in your profession, trade shows, conferences, these display things that come to town, lectures, workshops, whatever. Um, And then, try to, if you could find like a nice after work, a happy hour kind of bar where young professionals go, take a girlfriend with you and you guys go. And, just flirt with the dudes. You don't have to take nobody home and you ain't trying to get married or nothing, but at least you can meet some other, some guys in real life, face to face, and actually have a real conversation with them. And that would be my suggestion. And that always works because people always go out. But if you ain't there, then you won't know that. So you got to get out the house and make it happen. All right. So let me scroll up and see, where was I? Some men have totally unrealistic expectations. They don't nearly enough to get that level of effort. They ain't enough money. They don't have to. There's no what they do. It don't matter. I'm not cooking every day. I'm not doing that. I mean, when I was married, my husband was a better cook than me. He would cook most of the time, and I was a great eater. And then, I'd cook sometimes too, because he made different kind of dishes than me. Considering that his family was from Louisiana, my gumbo and etouffee and jambalaya and stuff made all his aunt's food look just raggedy. And he would never tell them that, but that was true because I tasted their stuff and I would be looking at that stuff like, this is nasty. What the hell is this? But yeah. What do you think about a 44-year-old woman dating a 29-year-old man? Why would you do that? I mean, let me put it this way. Dating. That means you go out to the club, you go dancing, probably, get busy in the sheets. But if you looking at, this gonna be your future husband or something, and you thinking that you gonna, have something long term with dude, and that it's gonna be all magical and happily ever after, then you dreaming. 29-year-old men are hoes. 44-year-old women usually want, something a little more stable and serious. Not always, but usually. And to me, I don't know. I just wouldn't have time. You're young and silly. I don't want to be bothered. You use up too much energy. But, I mean, if you don't have a lot going on in your own life, you might have that kind of energy and time to give. I don't have it. Someone says asking for a friend. Right. How does a married, child free lady deal with her dear husband, married and child free? Okay. Dear husband wanting her to be involved with the step grandchildren when she does not want them there, i.e., on her birthday, vacation, etc. How does she deal with the step grandchildren? Okay, if it's your birthday, that's an adult event. Your vacation, adult event. Um, why would you want to be bothered with a bunch of snot-nosed brats? Even if they're older kids, they still need supervision. They still loud and they get on your fucking nerves. They're messy. I mean, you have to be in a mindset to want to deal with other people's kids. And it's like, I mean, I like kids. Don't get me wrong. I like them, but I like them in limited doses. And I like it when they go home. Come stay for an hour or two. I go visit them for an hour or two. And then I'll be like, oh, look at the time. And then I get in my car and I jet up back to my house of silence. And, it's really unfortunate. He has to be, he needs to understand that this woman don't have no kids. This woman wasn't trying to have no kids. This woman don't want to be bothered with no kids. It's great that you have some kids, but she's with you. She's not with your kids. So your kids, your grandchildren. I mean, you want to go on a trip with your daughter and son and their kids and all that stuff. I'm going to a spa weekend with my girls, and then do your thing. But if he wants to, insist on doing that, you guys gonna have to have a serious conversation, especially on your birthday. That's rude. You don't want no bunch of kids around on your birthday. Then that's your birthday. Now he could have them on his. You know what I mean? But it's on yours. He's supposed to follow your wishes, not try to force some shit down your throat that you don't want. So I would have a problem with that. If my husband doing some shit like that, I would cuss him and his kids and the grandkids out. They wouldn't want to come to no more of my shit because they wouldn't want to get feelings hurt anymore. But that's just me. There's very few people who are as much of an asshole as Deborah Cooper. Poison. You don't need no. Y'all be watching them Korean dramas, the ones from the Joseon era, where they didn't really have too much in the way of guns and bullets and all that stuff. They use bows and arrows, and they want to off your ass. They put some poison in your food, and that would be the end of it. You start foaming at the mouth, and your blood pops out. It's all dramatic for the movies. And then the next thing you know, dead roach position. But the FA said you shouldn't expect anything from the man because he's the prize. What drunk man said that? Yes, I saw that. Just put Ambien in here. Ah, women love to live in denial. They hate being honest and real with themselves that it's not working. Yes, we just did a show about that last night, Rachel H. That's exactly what I talked about. Tiana says, I heard a few married couples talk about how once they had kids, it actually caused tension in their relationship. What's your advice for couples to help maintain the spark once the children come? They need to talk. See, people don't really talk about that. I think a lot of it's because people with children are not honest either. Everybody pushes the dream. Oh my God, oh, motherhood is so wonderful. You just feel so fulfilled. It's your duty as a woman. It just brings you such joy. And they talk all that shit. Oh, you holding it and you cry and it's just so wonderful and magnificent. And you're pregnant and you feel life moving. They talk all this biblical shit. Okay, don't nobody tell you about how your coochie feels stretched out and how you can't pee and you poop and shit after you have a baby and you got stitches, stretch marks, your mood swings are off the chart. They're so like everywhere. You hate everybody. You look at that kid and you're like, God damn it. What did I have this fucking kid for? And you're exhausted and you're sleepless. You don't have no sleep. You just milk dripping everywhere. And your man's getting on your fucking nerve. You still in pain. This motherfucker coming at you with his dick in his hand, talking about I want some pussy. How about this is your pussy right here. See, I mean, people don't tell you about that kind of stuff. The exhaustion that you feel, how men don't help you, and you have to do it all by yourself. The expense of it, the money you spend on diapers and daycare and formula and bottles and doctor co-payments. Oh Lord, and don't let your child be disabled or have special needs. You can fucking forget it. Unless you are rich, your ass is gonna be broke for the rest of your life. See, people don't want to talk to you about that stuff. And I think if people were more honest about parenting and motherhood and the responsibilities and obligations and thanklessness of it all, less people would have children. Because they would know the real deal. They wouldn't be hearing all the fairy stories, all this, the dusty fairy dust flying around talking about how wonderful it is. They would know how fucked their life is going to be after. And then they wouldn't do it. And so this wouldn't be an issue. So my thing is, the couples that want to talk about having kids, they need to call me first and let me tell you how the shit really is. So, you just have to have your mind or you got to be ready. And if you have a man who thinks it's all your work and stuff, don't have a kid with that fool. Do not, because you're going to be like a married single mother. That's what you're gonna be, and you think you gonna, because you're not only gonna be like other single mothers, where you got to take care of the kid by yourself. You got a man to take care of too. That makes you even more tired. Shit, fuck that shit. And motherhood, I'm so serious. It is just a crock of shit. I mean, some women, they act like they really like it, and then their kids hit them teens, and they be looking at them, looking like, oh no. And what had happened to it was shit. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Rosie. Oh girl, yes. Yeah, and these women be finding out motherhood's not all that. Then they drop them babies off at the fire station and shit. And like, mm-mm. See that? Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. So, it's just it don't even matter when you vet them, Van. You know what I found is because it's too many women. Like the man is cool, right? Cool, and then he hits like that midlife crisis or something, and they head whip around like the Exorcist, and they turn, from looking normal to looking all like the exorcist and throwing out green shit and stuff. And the woman's looking at him like, who the fuck are you? And he starts acting completely different. Cheating, buying Viagra, going out, doing all this crazy stuff. And they end up divorced after 20, 25 years of marriage. Now, she properly vetted him, but he changed. I mean, what can you do? You can't control nobody but yourself. These dudes, I mean, a lot of them run a scam on you just until you get pregnant and have a kid and they feel like they got you locked down, that you can't do nothing and can't go nowhere. Nobody else is going to want you because you got a kid. So, I mean, there's so many different games being run out here. I mean, you have to definitely do vetting to weed out the little obnoxious and obvious stuff. But, can you vet somebody 30 years into the future? Absolutely not. And, that unfortunately, that happens. People change. Yeah, I don't do shit. I tell you, I taught my daughter how to make her own breakfast and stuff, and she was 4, and she would get downstairs and she was. I used to get her them Lunchable things till I found out how horrible they were. Then I stopped buying them. But she would get her juice boxes and stuff. I get all that shit at Costco. She'd get her little juice boxes, get her Lunchable and stuff, or make her a peanut butter sandwich and stuff. And she was 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, see, you can teach kids stuff. You don't have to do everything for them. You see people, mothers with kids 12 and 13 years old, they still making their lunch and making their breakfast. I wish I would. You wait for me to do that shit, your ass gonna starve. Seriously. And your coworker complains about her husband not doing shit all the time. See, she would do better to divorce him and get child support and then use the child support money to pay for a mommy's helper or a house cleaner or something. She would come out ahead. And then plus he would have the kids every other weekend. So she'd have more free time than she has now. Seriously, a lot of times divorce is the best situation for the woman. I mean, the work gets more evenly distributed. Let me put it that way. He's forced into it. You exhausted from your kid? I bet you are, Lisa. Honey, I've been there, done that. And my daughter wasn't like special needs or anything. And I seriously, like, I know this dude, he's going through it now with his son. His kid gets kicked out of so many schools. He has like these like issues. Like he gets angry and he's got special needs, but he gets angry and then he wants to throw shit. Okay, well, it might have been cute when he was 5, it was tall. Okay, now he's like 13 or 14. So he's getting like man strength, even though his mind is. So when he's picking up desks and shit, breaking out windows and all kind of stuff, so they're kicking him out of the school. This poor man, his wife already left. She didn't want to be bothered. She just packed her shit and left. So he's trying to do the best he can with this boy by himself. And I just feel sorry for him. But just imagine, that as a single parent, you're the mom and that's your life. See, no. Uh, yep. If it was so great, there would not be so much child abuse. Well, yeah, I mean, some of that is, just normal kid stuff. Like when little kids cry, that's how they do because they don't have their words. You know what I mean? They don't have the vocabulary yet. And so they're going to cry. They're tired, they're frustrated, they're hungry. They're not getting their needs met, so they start crying. And but if they have the wrong kind of person watching them, it doesn't even have to be the parent. It could just be somebody watching them. The next thing you know, your kid's in the hospital or dead because people don't have the patience to deal with little crying children. 2-year old and under are the ones at the highest rate of child murder and child abuse. And that's because that's the age when they can't really talk and people go crazy because they cry too much. And, you can only listen to that for so long before you start losing it. So. Yeah, it is. It's a big old scam, Valley Rain. Biggest scam ever perpetrated on womanhood. That having a baby is going to make you feel better and be like this wonderful epiphany of womanhood for you. Yes, honey, lady boss and girl, I'm trying to tell you, I used to go get my little cousins and stuff. And I'd bring them to my house for a weekend. This is, before I got married and stuff. But, I'd bring them over to the house and babysit so my aunt could have, aunt, uncle could go on a date or whatever. And they let them spend the night. I play with them and everything and all of this stuff. And it was all cute and all of that. But, I was a teenager. And, I had my own car. I could drive 'em around. I'd take them to the zoo and, all this shit. I'd have fun with them. But thinking how my life was, because I would be like, popping wheelies to get them little motherfuckers back home. But just think about young girls who had a baby. I'm 17, 18 years old. They like, sometimes that kid is already two at that age. You know what I mean? And I just don't know how they did it. I don't know what kind of life they would have. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. I would have been one of them teenage girls who take the baby to the fire station. I couldn't have done it. And this was just like overnight or a weekend. I would keep the little kids, and these are little relatives of mine, and they're just as cute. They just love me to death. Just can't wait for me to pick them up. Be looking out little noses smashed on the glass, waiting for me to come and all this stuff. They love cousin Deb, love it. But no, yeah, you need a lot of support, but everybody else is just as busy and exhausted as you are. So how they supposed to help support you? Shit, they tired. Oh, let me turn my light on. There we go. Yeah, you got to talk about it. Your dad wants to be a grandpa so bad. Shit. Yeah, I love Pinot. See, I'm just reading the chats for anybody who's watching this video, saying, who is she talking to? I'm reading the chat stream. That's what I'm doing right now. All right, anybody else got a question? I'm scrolling down, so I may run into it soon. Your son is sane? He might be for now. Okay, I'm scrolling down from Tiana. Question about maintaining a spark in a relationship with kids. Oh, I thought I answered that. Well, anyway, if I didn't fully answer, I know I talked about the first part. Maybe I didn't talk about the spark part. But what I meant was, you guys have to really come talk about the stuff in detail. Don't just talk about the pretty picture of prettiness and lovely wonderfulness and joy and all this old shit. Talk about the hardcore dirt exhaustion that you're gonna be feeling and how y'all gonna work that out. Because that's why the spark leaves, because people are exhausted. They're exhausted. They're tired. Mentally, physically, financially, you're struggling unless you got some, really good jobs and stuff. Sometimes there's some boredom associated with it. If you take from off from your job and you're sitting there at home, you're bored, and then when the man comes home, he's all excited to see you and his kid, and you just want to hand him that kid and walk the fuck out the door. I mean, these are all things that you need to be talking about, and that kind of open communication before you even make the move towards trying to get pregnant will help you to keep your marriage on an even keel, because you'll know what to expect, not only from the situation that changed in your marriage, but from each other, because you've already talked about it. All your cards are on the table. You explore the good feelings with the bad. That's what makes a good strong marriage. And then when the shit starts happening, y'all can look at each other and just laugh and be happy that you had this conversation before, so now you know what to do. um make sure that you make time for each other, schedule babysitters and stuff like that. I mean, all of this should be worked out before you even start thinking about we gonna try to be parents. Have all your shit prepared. Make sure you got money in the bank. Don't be broadsided. Make sure you got all the stuff that you need, time off from work. I mean, everything. Put all your ducks in a row. Eliminate as much stress as possible so you can concentrate on your baby and on each other. That's my suggestion. Yeah, they don't take care of you. I'm telling you, I've worked in AP in adult protective services. I've seen some dirt, so I would never tell people that. Don't ever have kids thinking that their kids are gonna take good care of you. There's the ones always doing the most damage to these people were their siblings and their children. This one couple, okay, this lady was with her daughter, right? The daughter moved in with the mama, taking care of the mama. The other siblings are on off somewhere about the business. So this girl is a nurse, and she goes to like a conference. So she's gone for like a week. She hired this woman to come in, like a live-in kind of nursey type of person, to cook meals for her, make sure the mama's okay, then, put her down for the night and then leave and come back the next day. So what happens is, while the lady was gone to this conference, her brother and sister roll into town. They get the mother to sign this document which essentially turned over power of attorney to them. They sold the house, took the money, and went back to Mexico, all within a week. So by the time this lady gets back and finds out what's happening, it's too late to do anything. Everything's happened. It's already the close. It's over. It's a wrap. And so the mother and that they in an apartment now, and didn't get any proceeds from that house. It was a house in Union City, big house, nice house, gone. And they took the money and went off to another country. So there's nothing anybody here can do about it. Just fucked up. Okay, and that's with her own kids that did that to her. All right. I'm scrolling now. If we don't, we will regret it. You can't say how women are having children at 40. Me either. I don't know what's wrong with them. Shit, you should be having a plane ticket in each hand. Okay. Do you have any tips for dating in the dusty apocalypse? I mean, so many dusties are pre AARP thoughts. Is dating really dead? Um, from what I have to say, I mean, I think dating, as far as what we know, where the guy picks you up and you guys go out and have, like in the 50s, you go to the Mel's Burgers and you have burgers and malted shakes and you talk and then dance and that's not happening anymore. These ideas, these Dusty's idea of a date is to come over to your house and make a butt print on your couch and run up your cable bill with pay-per-view. That's what they want to do. But what I think a woman has to do is, that's part of the initial screening that you should be doing over the phone. And if you find out that he's a dusty of that type and that he doesn't want to see, he doesn't see dating the way that you do because he ain't trying to spend no money, he just wants to get the maximum benefits with as little investment as possible, that becomes your call. Is that what you want to put up with or not? And, my thing is, I'm really kind of concerned about the direction all of this is going because men are just going like down a toilet, just so useless, and women are getting stronger and better. Women are becoming more educated, more powerful, getting more different kinds of positions, in positions of influence, and it's going to be really hard to find a man that's on your level. So it's going to decrease the availability of men that are husband material, which is what I'm talking about tomorrow, even more. So I don't really quite know what to say about that, Van, but you might be. I mean, we then may just have to accept that our concept of dating that we have become used to from the 60s and 70s and before that is dead, and there needs to be some new kind of way to meet people and to interact with people. Yeah, well, yeah, they just want to come over and do that, but right? I'm not. No, you ain't dirtying up my sheets, and that's just not gonna work. And I don't get nothing out of it. Yeah, the energy and the that needle in the hay, that's exactly kind of the feeling that it is these days because they're just sliding, they're standing still or going backwards in progress and manners and the way that they want to treat women and their family values. They all into porn and weird stuff and kitties and just it's just very disturbing. They want to be trans. I mean, they're bi. I mean, what in the world? I mean, what woman wants a husband like that with all that shit going on? So weird and just freaky and mentally and emotionally unstable. And that seems to be the direction that the male population is going in great numbers. Not saying everybody, but so many of them, it's like kind of like turning into the majority being fucked up. So when you put all that, they're sociopaths, they're narcissists, they're just weird as hell. And so you start thinking, well, you want to have a husband, you want to have a boyfriend, you want to have, family and all this kind of stuff. It's going to be pretty much the women are going to be single parents, ain't going to be getting a baby from a sperm bank, and they're going to be single parents living in communal situations like I proposed yesterday, raising your children together. Because these dudes, and you better protect your kids from them too. Because, they so into little kids and shit. You can't trust them around little kids. They're either killing them or raping them. So I'm like, this is just ridiculous. So the LF says I dated a guy for 6 months, broke up with him, and the next, oh, for 6 months in 2015, broke up with him, and he still texts me from multiple numbers that get blocked, and his email has been blocked. Dang, and he's still doing it? Is he like a stalker? Have you changed? Okay, I see where he's using multiple numbers and you blocked his email, but have you changed your number? If you have not changed your number, well, then there's the magic key. Change yours and get you a Google phone number. Only give people that are outside of your immediate family, like your mama and your sister, your real number. Everybody else gets the Google number. You can set the Google opener up so it rings on your phone. Okay? That's the number that you would associate with your profile on Facebook or whatever. You could just leave the old number up there. It doesn't matter. And get yourself off of all Instagrams and all of that shit. Close those accounts. Because when you have people like this, they're going to be trying to stalk you by using their social media. Stop, get off of social media. You don't need to be on there. It's not going to do, you ain't making no money off of it. Then what the fuck you need it for? I mean, if I didn't have any reason to promote my shows and what I'm doing, my books and stuff, I wouldn't be on it. It's a time waster. Sitting up there playing, scrolling, looking at pictures and stupid things and 145 characters of bullshit. I mean, seriously, people should be doing something more productive than looking on social media. So that's my suggestion for you. If you really want to cut ties with dude, you have the power to do that. Change your number and get you a Google number. 1-2 punch. It's over. Done. Can you talk about anti-black women rhetoric in the black community? Why do black men blame their failures on black women and or single mothers? I've already done a whole video on that, princess. Um, that seems to be the title of it. Seemed like I just did that a couple of weeks ago. You must have missed it. But the video, it is called that, black men blame black women for their failures or something. And then I also did another one where I said it's not your fault, which is directly for the women. So it's like together it gives a complete picture. There's two videos. Together they get a complete picture of the blame shifting as well as why you should not accept the blame. So two videos that you can check out. Yeah, but that cyber stalking thing for phone and stuff, you have the power to change that. They can't stalk you on the cyber media, on the media, in cyberspace if your ass ain't on cyberspace. Okay, you have the power to do that. You don't have to be on Instagram and Facebook and all this kind of stuff. You can read a book. Okay, you can call people. You can talk on the phone, like real people used to do. All right. You saw a video on Facebook, on YouTube about the truth of the after pregnancy. Girl, that ain't no joke. It's a dusty apocalypse. I just keep seeing like walking down like zombies. Except there's like dust flying from him, and it's a dusty apocalypse as he just lurchy, herky, jerk that little zombie walk down the street. Oh my God, that is too funny. He is stalking you. Well, that would be my thing. Like I said, if you haven't changed your phone number yet, that's what you have to start. I mean, you can't keep the same number and think he just gonna stop talking to you when you already, you see he's not wrapped too tight. Change your number. Do that today. Yeah, you changed your number yesterday, Ty. That's good. That's what you gotta do. Get your Google, honey. I'm telling you, I should be a spokesperson for Google phone number because I believe in that shit. Oh my God, I would travel all over the country telling women to get them a Google phone number. Yeah, they went crazy because they all think they hitting 9,000 in the bed, and they ain't eating nothing. They should leave women alone. That's how they be by though. They want to say they like both, but I'm with you. Just pick a side and stay there. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Trump or nah? That's not an advice question. This is for dating and relationship advice. Make all your social media private. Just get off. So she's being like harassed by this guy. Don't make it private. Just get off of it. Close all those accounts. Close them. Okay. There's nothing for him to try to get around or have a friend hack into. Nothing. There's no opportunities if you close and delete the accounts. And that's what I'm saying. If you're really serious about this shit, then do what I'm telling you. If you just want to complain about it and just some kind of deep way inside enjoy the attention or some shit, you don't want to do that. Well, then that means that you're not really ready for him to be completely out of your life. When a woman is really done with a dude, she will do anything to get that motherfucker up out of her face, off of her computer, off her phone, and out of her life. She will do everything possible. And so if you haven't taken those steps, see, you just playing. Single one says, how can you tell if a divorced man is really ready to date, or what are some signs he's not quite done mourning his marriage? Well, my thing is they should have at least 6 months of mourning time for every year that they were married, right? That's my own little formula. So, you meet somebody that was married for 8, 10 years, and here it is 3 months after his divorce, the ink dried on his divorce paper. He talking about he ready to date again. No, he's not. Even if he's the one who filed for the divorce, he's still in emotional turmoil. He may be wrestling with guilt, still trying to figure out what to do about his kids and get them on an even keel. He need to be focusing on that kind of stuff and on his emotional stability, financial stability, reestablishing himself as a single man, all that kind of stuff. So, um, I just basically, if some dude is freshly divorced, I'm not fucking with him. That's just me. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't feel like it. I mean, they gonna be like still, in the middle of their emotions. They want to talk about the bitch all the time, and they want to tell you about what went wrong and all how they met and all this old stuff. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It was bad enough when I met my husband. He had been married before. This motherfucker, I mean, and I had to just tell him. He was talking, I mean, some of that you have to listen to, you know what I mean? You have to learn their story. They have to hear yours. I get that part. Okay, but now we like 2 months in and you still talking about this bitch? I sat up one day and I said, let me explain something to you. It's room for two people in this bed. It's going to be either me and you or it's going to be me and somebody else. But it's not going to be me, you, and your ex. So you need to get that shit straight. And this is the last time I'm telling you. And then I laid back down. I didn't hear no more about that bitch. Every time I could tell he was getting ready to say something, you could see his Adam's apple move, and then he got his shit straight. And then before that, I didn't hear nothing else about that hoe. Obviously the hoe was not that magnificent, otherwise your black ass would still be married to her. I don't want to hear about that bitch. Okay, all the shit she did with you, your ass stayed there and took it. So what you want me to do? I mean, I'm terrible. I'm just like, I don't want to hear the pity. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. So that would be my thing, 6 months for every year he was married, and then he might be ready. But if he's still going through like court battles and shit, even though the divorce is final, they still fighting about other stuff, it's a wrap. Don't even waste your time. If you want to go out with him for dinner here or there, whatever, but you don't put your heart into nothing in a situation like that, because you're going to get your feelings majorly hurt. Majorly. Well, I mean, if you use the actual nickname, you have to give a fake city. You can't be friends with nobody because of that he knows, because he's gonna be looking at all their pages and tracking them back to you. See, that's what I say. Get off social media. All these solutions, these additional ideas people are coming up with, are just gonna take him longer to find you, but he's still gonna find you. Because people don't have their pages closed. You only the one who would have yours, but it's open to your friends. Those are your friends. He gonna get the back door in. Get off of social media. There's no other solution. Change your number. Close all social media accounts. Okay, that's it. I have spoken. That's it. The final word on that topic. And like I said, if you don't do that, then that means you like the attention. Otherwise, you will be putting every block in place that you could. All right. How can you tell for sure if it's emotional abuse? Can frequent nitpicking and yelling be abusive if there's no name? Yes, it is. I would have done detailed videos on that, Lutz. and give like hundreds of examples of emotional abuse. You have a dream and somebody says, "Oh, well, that sounds stupid," and you feel crushed inside and hurt, and that's his communication with you about everything about you. It's always some little put down, snarky ass comment about why it's not good enough. You're not good enough. What you think's not good enough. There's always something. You don't have to call you bitches and hoes for it to be emotional abuse. Okay, so check, go cue in on, go to the top of the video page, and where the search thing is, type in emotional abuse and watch all them 12, 15, 20 videos pop up, and go through each one of them. Each one of them has dozens of examples in there of emotional abuse and how it feels, and the shit that they say, and how they look at you when they do it. A lot of women are getting emotionally abused and they don't even know it. Mr. Almar Certain, I already told you that we don't talk about politics here. This is a relationship show. You're in the wrong place for that. Question. Ty says, I'm 25 and there's a guy I know that's 20 years older than me. So that makes him 45. Okay. He knows that I don't feel the same way at all, but he still wants to do things for me or give me money. No, no, hell no. Fuck no. Get away from me, you old motherfucker, no. I don't have nothing for you, Viagra needing little bitch boy. Get out of here. Go find a woman your own age. Ty, please don't do this. Okay, I don't know. You say you don't feel the same way. Don't even associate with this guy. Cut him off. This is the kind of stuff. See, these kind of dudes, when they see that you're really young and stuff, they get very persistent. Okay, they get very persistent to the point where it could cause you a problem. So I want you to take heed to this. Too many of us have been through that. Okay, this is a problem situation. He knows you don't want him like that. He know you say that he knows. That means he doesn't acknowledge it. But he's still pushing anyway to try to pressure and coerce and manipulate you into giving him what he wants. Ty, this is a setup. Okay? Do not take anything from this man. Don't let him do anything for you. Don't you go nowhere with this man. Cut him off. Cut him off. This is a problem situation here. It might not seem that much of a problem for you right now, but I know that it's going to be one in a few months, if not before that. Cut him off. Tell him you got a boyfriend or something, and that you're not going to be talking to no other men because it's disrespectful. Do whatever you need to do. Lie like a dog if you need to, but you need to get him out of your life. Get him out. Yeah, get the dust bunnies want to talk about something other than what we're talking about. They need to go. I broke up with a guy married for 21 years who divorced 3 years earlier. He's still talking about, yeah, that's not long enough. What's 21 divided in half? Okay, because that's 6 months. So 20, so that's 10, 10 years, and 10 and a half years is going to take him to get over that marriage using my formula. It might be a little sooner, but you can bet 21 years it's going to be at least 8 or 9 years before he is fully over that situation. I heard of a situation where a couple was divorced. The woman had remarried, was pregnant. Okay, and then this is like 6 years later. Her ex-husband came to the house where she was with their kid and pregnant, broke into the house and killed her dead right in front of his own kid because he was mad that she was pregnant by her new husband. 6 years later. So, some of these dudes, I'm telling you, they just not wrapped too tight. Ty says, I've turned down the offers down because he's a nice guy. I don't want to take advantage, but he still insists. That's what I'm saying. He's insisting because he's trying to manipulate and coerce you into doing what he wants. I don't know your personality, Ty, so I'm going to give you some words. You might want to practice them. I mean, to me, this kind of shit comes naturally, but for some other young ladies who are much nicer people than me, and he's not a nice guy. First of all, get that out of your head. Nice guys take no. Nice guys do not try to force women to give them what they want. That's like a rapist mentality, and that's what you need to tell him. So you perceiving him as a nice guy, so you're treating him all soft and gentle and shit. You got to get that out of your mind. So the next time he talks, you say, "Look, this is gonna be the last time we talked because I've been trying to hold back because I first perceived that you was a nice, decent dude, but say I understand what you're doing now. I've told you numerous times no. You're trying to act like you don't hear me because that's a rapist mentality. When a woman says no and a man doesn't listen and he keeps trying to get her to do what he wants her to do anyway, he's a fucking rapist. Now, see, dudes hate being called a rapist. Say that shit is creepy as fuck. They hate being called creepy too. So those are two words you need to make sure you use. Rapist mentality and creepy as fuck. Okay? Put them two phrases in there. And say, I have told you you're too old for me. They hate being called old. There's nothing you can do for me at 45 years old. And you're, well, wait, 20, yeah, 20, okay, yeah, at 45 years old. You on the downstroke to 50. You at the age of closer to the age of my daddy. What the fuck would I want to be doing with you? See, you got to come hard on dude. You have to hurt his feelings because he going to keep fucking bothering you. Now, if you have a way through your carrier, I have Verizon. I can just politely go on the website and block numbers. You just do it right there. Block him down. He can't never call you no more. He can't never text you no more. I don't know what service you have, but investigate that because all services have a web portal. Look at what you can do on your web portal as far as blocking someone from calling you or contacting you. And if you can't figure it out, pick up the phone and call customer service and tell them what's going on. Tell them this guy is harassing you and see what they want to do for you. They may even change your number. Sometimes they do that complimentary for women who are being harassed. So, make that call, talking with customer service, see what they can do for you either about blocking him or changing your number. And then make sure that you do just like I told this other young lady. Block every avenue that he would have to contact you on social media, by email, by fax, by phone, by snail mail, anything that you can do. Make sure that he can't contact you because you need to tell him straight up, I said no. No means no, and I don't need to tell you nothing else. Leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, we survive fine without social media. But these younger generations, these millennials and whatever the next generation is down, they act like they can't breathe unless they're on social media. To them, that's real life. Oh my God. He didn't change his status on Facebook. And I'm like, so? Are you dating him or not? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? Man, you don't want everybody to know his business. He still talks to her every day at 7 p.m. Ooh, 250 grand. She must have, you know what that was? Dude was not fucking her right. The new dude was. The new dude was making her hit them O's. And then when he said, I need some money, she's like, okay. And breaking him off. Yeah, he wants something in return. That's what I'm saying. He's trying to set her up. It's a setup. It's a setup. And Ty needs to be like more hardcore with dude. As use them 3-4 phrases. You old, you the same age as my daddy, you're creepy as fuck, you a fucking rapist. You got a rapist mentality. And you don't take no for an answer. I don't want you to contact me anymore. Just kind of, pepper your conversation with those and say them over and over. He'll be irritated and feel bad, and that's what you want. You want to hurt every fucking feeling he ever had. Because he sure ain't worried about hurting yours. Aisha says, my boyfriend's face turns to stone in anger whenever other men in public check me out in front of him. The last time it happened, I couldn't even snap him out of his trance-like state. Is it weird or no? Does he have some kind of, what does he do when he's in that trance? Is he like anger, like in a trance of anger? Is that what you're trying to say? So you up there like, honey, honey, and he's just like fuming, like looking at the dude like he wants to kill him or something? What you trying to say here? I need more information. Aisha, that was for you. Yeah, they think you easy to control. Because you're young, 20 years younger than him. That's all you got to hit him with that. You old. You're on the downstroke to 50. You the same age as you close to the age of my damn daddy. What the fuck I want with somebody as old as you? Old geezer. You're too old for me. Yeah, he's a predator. His whole nature about how he's going at her is predatory. She's constantly saying no, and he's still insisting that she do what he wants her to do. That's a fucking predator right there. So say he's rapey. Dude is just weird as hell, and he's creepy as fuck. And so at that age, now if she was 40 and he was 60, I might not have nothing to say, or you know what I mean. But she's only 25. She's still like in box, that's my daughter's age. I'd be looking at her like, okay, she's still a kid. I still have to give her so much guidance and stuff. It's ridiculous. So, um, you got a man who's 45 years old, trying to get to somebody like that. So he knows that so much she don't know. So no, that's a dangerous situation for you, Ty. Girlfriend, you want me to call him? Give me his number. I'll call the motherfucker. Tell him I'm your auntie. And to see what he got to say to that. I will call him. I bet you he won't call you no more after I get through with his ass. They don't have nothing in common with him. It's not even about that. It's about control. He wants someone to control. Society doesn't, and old men don't be dad and granddaddy. Yeah, they sickos. Well, to catch a predator has to do with minors, so she's way past minor age, but she's still so young and like inexperienced and new at adulting. So she still has a long way to go before she gets the wisdom of an older woman where she can handle a dude like that. So he just trying to take advantage of her. That's what I say. He's creepy as fuck, money girl. You have to use the word creepy. Dudes hate that word. Creepy. You're a creep. No, Ty don't have no daddy issue. He has daughter issues. He's the one going after her. You got the shit twisted. This old creepy motherfucker is going after a 25-year-old young woman. He's the one with the issue. She wasn't chasing his ass. She trying to get away from him. If she had daddy issues, she would be running towards him. You not understanding the issue here. So let's see. I went out with this guy. The first time we met up, he peed in a bush. What should I do? Is that a sign? Was he drunk? You know what? The reason I'm laughing is because on a date I had with a dude, I had to pee really bad. I didn't pee in the bushes, but I made him take me to an empty parking lot because I couldn't make it to. We were so late at night, all the gas station, everything was closed, and I had to pee. He had a very nice car with a leather interior, and I was like, okay, I don't want to pee in this man's car and pee all over myself. I have to because when I drink, it's like it just goes through me. So I had to, stop because before we got back to Oakland, we was in San Jose. I wasn't gonna make it, so he pulled into this parking lot, and I went to the other side of the car and did what I needed to do. And then we got back in the car. I was like, I feel so relieved. I'm light. And he just thought that was the funniest shit ever. He just, you just so real. He just thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. So, if that's all he had to do, I mean, wouldn't you rather him pee in the bushes than pee on you? Than pee in your car or something, or his car? Pee on himself? I mean, that to me, that's not a big deal. I don't know. See what else he does, though. But if you just gonna try to rank him on just on that, um, just like the dude that pooped in girl's apartment in what the fuck Tuesday. You gotta go, you gotta go. So for me, I can't really say anything on that because having been in that situation myself, and I know what I did, I was just like him. I couldn't pull it out and pee in the bush, but it was the same situation. I had to go and I had to go right then, and so I went where I could go, and that was that. And luckily, this guy was not judgmental. He thought the shit was funny, and we kept going out after that. He was, he just thought that was great. Exactly. Zara's got it. That he's not even acting nice. He's acting like a predator. You really enjoying the show? My partner and I have had a disagreement recently. He keeps saying that I'm too hairy. I don't agree. What should I do? Thank you so much. Hairy where? Like down there? Under your arms? Say something. Quickly say yes. Under, I mean, Tell me, I need to know how to zero in my response here. Okay, I'm waiting for EC, whatever this is from Twitch. You say that he says you're too hairy. Where is he saying that? You are too hairy. Well, see, Lady Boss said, well, see, if that was a problem, and then dude did that to me, then I would have get blocked too, because I didn't want to pee on myself in my expensive $250 dress. I wasn't going to do that, so I peed in the parking lot. Okay, I'm scrolling down looking for that. Uh, Everywhere, honestly. Oh, okay. So some people, there's nothing like having to pee on the way home from the club. Honey, I'm trying to tell you, reader. I'm just saying, let's just be all the way real. Okay, so he's saying that you're too hairy. Well, I mean, are you comfortable with the hair on your body? Because I had this thing about dudes. This we going into we going into non PC territory, but I really think that I mean PG territory. Um, Men that want women to be like bald down there have issues. Women that want to be bald down there, adult women, have issues. That's just not normal. It's not healthy for the V area. It's supposed to be here. There, it traps germs and bacteria and keeps them from getting up inside of you. And you went around with the pubes of an pre-adolescent girl. That's just not cute. That shit is wrong. Men who like that look have some pedophilic tendencies. The most a woman should do is trim it so that it's nice and neat. But being completely bald, like a kid that hasn't gone through puberty yet, there's something wrong with that man. Now, there's some women that have, because of their genetics, they have like more hair on their arms or, wherever. So a lot of them use, what's that, like Nair type of stuff and wash it off. And others just leave it. So that's a matter of whatever you're comfortable with. That's your body, and you have to be comfortable with it. And if you want to, like I said, they have those lotion, the hair removing creams, lotions and stuff. People use them on their legs and whatever else. And you can also use it anywhere else that you might choose to, if that's what you want to do. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know anything really about it. But for him to say that you're quote too hairy, I think I would be bothered by that. And I would ask him, well, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? You knew I had this when we started dating. This is, what's going on. And if you don't like it, there's the door, motherfucker. Get the fuck out. I mean, what? This is up to you, EC. This is all up to you. I'm just covering some options that I don't know how you feel about it, where you are on that spectrum. You can either get rid of it, which that would be your choice for you, because summer's coming up. A lot of people like to be more bare or whatever, to wear their little things. Maybe you want to in the summertime and spring or whatever. To the women who are like fine with it, they tend to be more European than American, because Americans are all about being hairless everywhere. And then you would be comfortable with yourself just the way you are and not give a fuck, and then you would get rid of him and find somebody who thinks that's sexy. Because I didn't know that when I moved down to Texas. Men down there, I saw this girl had a deep V shirt on, and she had like some hair on her chest like a dude. Not a lot, just a little bit of it. And these dudes, we were on the bus. It was commute time, and these were, college students like me. And they ran to that side of the bus, and noses all mashed on the glass, practically drooling and stuff, looking at that girl. And as I heard them talking, they were saying that when a woman has hair on her chest like that, it means that she's, really good in bed, and she's, just really horny and all this kind of stuff. So they was like all ready to jump off the bus and go get girlfriend's number and whatnot. I don't know. So what happened? Candace asked a question. Oh, what does it mean when a man says he keeps to himself because he's scared of people's reactions? What does it mean? It means that he has some self esteem problems. He doesn't want anybody to talk about him. He doesn't feel like, that he can handle any kind of criticism or questioning or anything like that. It could also mean that he has a lot of shameful secrets that he's trying to hide. There's some many possibilities here. It could also mean that he wants to keep you away from people that he knows, so he comes up with that excuse because what the stuff that he's told you are lies, and he would get busted out. So those are the three things that come to my mind right off the top. I'm sure if I gave it enough time, I could think of something else. But in all three of those instances, that is those are red flags. Those are red flags. He's scared of people's reactions. See, he doesn't even hiding something. There's something that you don't want people to know about you, and you're afraid of their reactions. hmm I couldn't get it to work right, Van. I'm still trying to futz with it though. I have the number, the Skype number, but I can't quite. I need somebody with more technical expertise. I mean, maybe there's some equipment I still need to get, like some kind of a mixer or something. I'm not real sure. But with video a day, Debbie, I haven't really had time to think about it since January, so and I won't have time to get back to it until March either. But there must be something that I'm missing. Some equipment or some cabling or maybe both. But I have the Skype number that I got for the show a couple of months. I think I got it in like October, November. And but I can't figure out how to run it through the software so that you guys could hear the call and it will go on the tape. I'm having major problems. I followed all the instructions, but it's just not working. So I'm thinking there's something that I need that I don't know what it is I need. So I need to consult with a sound tech. But it's still on my agenda. I just been fussing with it for a couple of months now with no success. But you know me, I don't give up. I'm gonna find out. Oh, I just answered her question. I'm scrolling down, lady boss. Excuse me. What do you think? You both have issues with shade and they're self harming. They are. They don't even realize what they're doing. And a lot of these women are be like, oh, it's more sanitary. It's like, bitch, put your ass in a bathtub. It's not more sanitary. It looks like a kid. That's the shit, and men be pushing for that to happen. They want to be. You better not have no daughters at your house. I tell you that. You got some little girls that look like that down there. He's imagining that shit is you. That they are you. Imagine that you are them rather. See, you realize you don't be thinking right. That's just not normal. Okay, no grown ass man should be wanting an adult woman's pubes to be looking like a 7-year old. That shit is freaky and creepy as fuck. Yeah, it did. Rositas, I'm just looking for those of you following. Yes, that's exactly where it came from. They be looking at that and then they want real women to look like that. That shit is not normal. Okay? And these women that be going along with that shit are so fucking clueless. They don't even know what they're buying into and co-signing on. Okay, Aisha, see you later. Thanks for coming. We got 30 more minutes of this. I promised 2 hours. Yeah, just trim it down. You know what I mean? You don't need to have looking like like Whoopi Goldberg down there, but just a little, chip, 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 and that's enough. Yeah, see, Ty, I'm telling you, girl, that's some sickness going on. It's always something associated with some kitty looking something. That's just not normal. Yeah, I bet you did. Thank you. My partner have been transitioning, so I think that could be a part of it. I'll speak with her tonight. Okay. Yeah, there's something being hidden there. Okay, here's one. Oh, I thought, didn't I? Oh yeah, I was asking Aisha if he went into like a trance of anger, and I don't think she ever answered. If she did, I missed it, and now she's gone. I did answer her, but I just wanted more information. Yeah, I used to use Zoom, but it's too expensive, and it didn't give me the flexibility that I wanted. You know, then I have to go back and spend like $60, $70 a month. Don't We didn't want to do that. So I was trying to find an alternative that was just as flexible, but just gave me, I could use my own software here. I didn't have to use Zoom. But then my all my old webinars and stuff, that's what I use Zoom from a couple of years ago. Yes, it does. I be trying to tell them that. Lutz, my mom was an RN, and she's the one who was explaining that, to people, and they were just like, not really understanding it. It's like all you have to do if you're a woman, especially if you're heavy, is sit your ass in a tub of water. A shower is good for so on. But if you want to really get that area down there all sparkly clean and fresh, sit in a tub of water. There's nothing like it. It gets in all the folds and creases. You don't have to worry about no smells. And that's not the freshness and stuff that people be concerned about. You can also use those wipes. They had the kind you carry them in your purse. And after you toilet, you use the ones they have them. They're flushable. So you just do clean everything up and then you flush them down the toilet. There's no reason to ever walk around looking like a child down there. That's just ridiculous. And you doing something, like I said, you co-signing some shit for some man who's got some weird freaky proclivities, and you not thinking right, looking like a little kid around your man, especially like I said, when you have daughters. You really need to rethink that shit and get your mind right. That motherfucker needs to go. You don't need to be exposing your daughters to that. Yeah, that's the part that's so interesting, Amy. They busy thumping Bibles and talking about God and Jesus and how Jesus knows God is this is right, and they're all knowing and all seeing, and then they're gonna question why they have something that God gave them, and it's not good enough. It's wrong. It's bad. You see what I mean? It's just very interesting mentality. These little creative jumps that people be going through. You asked a guy what was your name while you were together, and he said your daughter's name. What does you think that meant? It means he wants to be fucking your daughter, not you. That's what that means. That's a duh. Get rid of that motherfucker. Get rid of him. Protect your child. He's fantasizing about your baby. Get rid of him. That's your warning. Okay? That was a red flag like a motherfucker. You were supposed to stand up after he did that and say, get the fuck out. Get out of my house. Don't you ever come back here. If I see you anywhere around my daughter, around her school, I'm going to shoot you on sight right between the eyes. That's what you're supposed to tell that creepy motherfucker. Nasty ass. Ugh. Oh, she said he gets pissed and I can't distract him. Nah, she need to leave dude alone. She needs to leave dude alone. Yeah, I mean, bass, I mean, you really want, then you put the bubbles in there and stuff. I mean, make sure you use the kind that's not going to be irritating you. You know what I mean? I like Epsom salt, like the kind of scented with, I put essential oils in it, so it's lavender, like before bed. It just relaxes you. You be like this in the bathtub, and then you get out and you hit the bed. I put some lavender oil around on my sheets and stuff. Sleep like a baby. It's very relaxing, very relaxing. So, that's all you got to do. Right. You just sit in the bathtub, have your glass of wine or your champagne or whatever you're going to do. And then by the time you get done, everything is clean and it doesn't matter. You don't need to shave to be clean. And it's like, a lot of women just have some kind of really, they just be focused on like their genitalia is nasty and dirty or something. And so they have to do all this extra cleansing of it. Lady in White says, Um, I was recently asked how many guys you slept with on a phone conversation. Did a guy you met online? I thought to myself, how should I answer? I have a whole video on that already. Go to the top of my video page and the little search box there. How many slept with or something like that. It'll pop right up. And I go through the whole spiel, deep explanation about what they're trying to do, why they're trying to do it, and how you are supposed to answer that question. Okay, I think it's about a 20-minute long video, at least 15 minutes. And so I've already addressed that in a video form, and make sure that you listen to it and then follow the script because this is a setup. So, you know, everything that they will ask you of that kind of person met, and then you just met the motherfucker. How old is he? What, 12? What are you worried about some shit like that for? My standard answer is that, oh, at least 500 motherfuckers, at least. That's what I tell them. You know why? Because I want them to be like disturbed and distressed. So then they get upset and it's like, well, you shouldn't have asked me that stupid ass question. That's a dumb ass question. What, you think I'm going to pull out a list? Like I keep track? I keep like a log sheet, a spreadsheet in Excel or some shit? What the fuck? I was on another channel that had the conversational ability and they had some sort of plug in. Yeah, I'm sure they did. But you know, you can do using Google Hangouts. You know, Google Hangouts you can do that. But again, I have everything set up in this software with my screen things, my backgrounds, all the stuff. If I do that, I can't use this. So, you know, it put me in a very real, you know, it's a real dilemma. And I don't want to do that. I want to use this and I want to hook the phone, you know, conversations through this. I don't want to use Google Hangouts. I don't want to pay no extra money and use Zoom. So I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, 550,000. That's what I'm saying. Make some big ass uh number. Yeah, I like Kayla's answer. Click. It's like, oh, let me go and let me have you ask Mr. Click. Click. Curry says, I'm 17. My boyfriend says some colorist things. He has some weird fantasy on having a light skinned kids. I called him out on it, and he got mad at me. He's white. I don't like colorism. How can I dump him? On having light skinned kids. Well, if he's white, I don't, you know, that's an interesting thing. First of all, you're only 17, so why are you tripping? You ain't having no damn babies, and if you are, I'm gonna kick your ass. You too young. Don't even be thinking about that kind of shit. Secondly, yeah, I see it, Van. I'm answering it now. Secondly, I've met many white people who don't like their whiteness. I mean, not to say that they don't like being white, but like when they look at their skin, it's too white and they don't like that whiteness. That's why they go and get a tan every summer. And, you know, they try to date people of color because they want their kids to have a naturally brown tint to their skin so that they aren't uber white like them. I've met a lot of people like that. Okay, I've met some light-skinned black people that don't want their kids to be light-skinned as they are, so they will intentionally only date darker-skinned dudes, so their kids will be more brown-skinned. That a kid won't have the trouble that they had to have from being light all the time, you know, from experiencing life as a light-skinned black one. So people have a lot of, you know, things that they don't like about their skin color. To me, that is not a big deal. I understand what he's talking about. You took it wrong. You know, you took it wrong. And yeah, it's no big deal. But the main thing is you're only 17. Why you want to dump them for that? Because you don't like. I'm just telling you, that's not colorism. That's, I mean, maybe it's reverse colorism because if you got white skin that's so white you look like translucent and Casper and shit, and you don't want your kids looking like that, what you gonna do? You gotta make sure your kids have a mama that's brown so your kids don't be this lily white color. I mean, I don't understand why you having such an upset with that. That's the reality of life. A lot of people don't like what skin color they are if they're too pale or they too dark. It's the same thing, opposite ends of the spectrum. So that's all he's saying. He don't want his kids to be all, you know, like sunlight bright like him. I don't see the big deal. Well, other people are voting that you dump him. I mean, that's on you. But I don't see it where it's a problem. I don't see where it's a big deal. He likes that. These are people that I've met, like I said, that, you know, they have that issue. They expressed it to me as a black woman. I understood it. That's why they felt like they wanted to make sure they didn't have kids with a white person. They didn't want their kids to be looking like them. They hated their bright their that's just too white, burn in the sun and stuff. They just hated it, and they didn't want their kids to have to be like that. They didn't like how it looked. I don't see it as a fetish either. It's just a reality. They just hate it. How they look at it, they want to make sure their kids don't have it. I've met dozens of people like that. I mean, and they probably more, but these are dozens who actually told me that that's how they felt. You know what I mean? But dump them if you want to. I wouldn't. Yeah, that could be. You have an issue with dating a white dude. But if you dealing with a white dude, they're not gonna be a darker complexion. That's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. That's not how genes work. Well, if she's 17, he's got to be around the same age, right? They're kids. They're not thinking on a global scale like adults do. Come on now, y'all. He's a kid, and so is she. But, he's thinking about what he doesn't like about himself, and he doesn't want his kids to look like that. Why is that a problem? I don't see it's not a big deal. She's only 17. What is he, 18, 19? They're kids. We can't judge them by the same harsh standards we going to judge some 30, 40-year-old, clown by. They're children. All they know is what they like and what they don't. And at that age, looks is, I mean, what else they going to be going by? You ain't got no money. So she's with him for how he looks. He's with her for how she looks. I mean, what else is there at that age? He just focused. He just daydreaming out loud. I mean, haven't you guys ever been with a man who daydreamed about how your kids would look if you had them? Come on now. I know I can't be the only one that's experienced that. They look at your face and they like what they see. They like your body style. They like your mind. Wow, if we had kids, what if they would be smart like you and have your dimples, and then they would have this my height, and so he's fantasizing. That's how men do. I mean, y'all making a big deal out of this. I don't see this as a big deal. This is something I would have just laughed and said, yeah, they would be cute. Goggles for the dust storm. Yeah, we're thinking like, oh, people our age. Okay, yeah, they said some shit like that. That would be a whole new bag of tricks. But they're children, you guys. Come on now. They're even younger than my daughter. That's like barely out of high school. They might even still be in high school. They're kids. Well, I don't know what they're gonna be, but whatever they're gonna be, they're not gonna be as brown as their mama, and they're not gonna be as white as their daddy. So we do know that. So wherever everything else is just, you know, it's just a guess. But that's just the reality. They'll never be that light, and it'll never be that dark. There's always somewhere in the middle. Yeah, do you remember some boyfriend saying that to you that you have pretty babies? That's what they do. I mean, the stuff, that's how they show that they appreciate you, that they would want those traits about you that they like to be in the next generation that comes from you. It's actually kind of a compliment if you look at it that way, but I mean, not saying you would want to do it with him or that you would want to have children with him, but he's showing you the things about you that he appreciates. Your beauty, your, mind, your body, whatever, your big pretty eyes, your beautiful smile, your dimples, your great teeth. I mean, whatever he thinks those are great traits that I would like my true future children to have. I don't understand why it's a problem. No, he don't have no issue with dark skin, honey. He loves your skin. That's why he want to have your children to have his kids to have some of that going on. Girl, that's he was trying to tell you. You supposed to say, "Yeah, I am gorgeous, aren't I? You love this brown, don't you? Kiss it, kiss it, kiss it." I would just, I mean, it's no big deal. Come on now, you only 17. Just enjoy life. Don't be looking for everything to get defensive about. and to get angry about. Sometimes people really are giving you a compliment. You just have, it's all in how you perceive it. And that comes into a self-esteem issue. If you see yourself as wonderful and beautiful and stuff, you don't never really, I mean, unless it's just really super blatant, even think that somebody's saying something that could be taken in a negative way. You just say, oh, well, I mean, that's kind of interesting, but thank you. You know what I mean? It's like you're not looking for it to be a toxic thing or some painful thing. Exactly, Tiana. That's what's gonna happen. That's why I have so much problem when I meet these sisters right there. Chocolate sisters. They be in them black women groups, what they call them black women empowerment groups, railing on and on about colorism, right? Light skinned sisters with curly hair. Okay, but then they date out. They say date out. Okay, so then you date out. So you get with some white dude, right? Okay, your kids is gonna be looking just like the women that you've been talking all that shit about. Your daughters are gonna look like those girls. So you hate them girls, and then you want to get with a white dude and produce them girls. How does that work? That's always confused me. It's like I've never understood. Again, another jump in logic. You're gonna be making them exact same babies that you all mad about. I don't get it. Yeah, you don't make you guys, if you're not a subscriber, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that the instant notification bell after that, because you just never know. I am going to take a few days off after the completion of this video a day Debruary, but I like to do something called pop-ups where I just sit down at my computer, log into my software, and press record or start streaming, and then I'm there, and then people are like, "Oh, it's Deb! It's a pop-up." Okay, but if you're not a subscriber and didn't pop the notification, you just gonna miss out. Cause I'm good, huh, you guys? I'm good at doing a pop up. Van and Lady Boss know my ass will pop up in a heartbeat. So no schedule, just let's do a live stream, and then I'm here. So subscribe, instant notification bell. That's what you need to do. How to respond to the question, are you dating other men? What you do is say, I'm a single woman. I keep my options open until I'm in a committed relationship. Now, what does that do? Remember I talked about, at some point I am going to do that show. Being a woman of mystery, you don't have to give them a definite answer to that question, but you're giving them the facts. Because if you say yes, well, how many other men? Well, what are their names? Well, how long have you been dating them? See, then it opens up a whole Pandora's box and take you down the road you don't need to go on. So you say just what I tell you. I'm a single woman, which is a fact. I keep my options open until I am in a committed relationship. Fact. He can't argue with that. Is he in a committed relationship with you? No. So, well, who else you dealing with? That's none of your business. You know what I mean? It's none of your concern. I'm not really concerned about what you're doing with your dick and your time, your money, your body, nothing. You don't need to worry about mine either. That is my typical response to that question. I'm sharing all my game with y'all. That's what I say. And then I just sit there and look at them. And then they be like, they know they got checkmated, but they just can't think of nothing else to say. So then they sit there looking at you blinking. You didn't answer my question. Oh, yes, I did. You just didn't like the answer you got. That's one of your shows I want to date out, but I'm literally not attracted to him. I've been trying to swim my eyes. Girl, you just have to meet you a nice little Italian man. Your ass will change your tune then. Oh, boy. Whew. And when they had that accent, now see, that's the only, I like French accents, Italian accents. I can do New York accent. I can do a Southern accent. But what I cannot do, and a Canadian accent, from the French Canadian, what I cannot do is brothers from the continent. I'm sorry. And from the islands, I don't like them accents. Pops ups, like driving through Oakland. Remember that video? Girl, that was the best. And that wasn't even live, but yeah, them dudes they be doing pop ups. But my pop ups is not dangerous. But yeah, them kind of pop ups makes you have to hit your brakes, like stand up on your brakes. So many people go through red lights in Oakland. It's just not even funny. It's like I said in that video, it's like the yellow light, red lights are like a suggestion. It is like you should consider stopping, but of course you don't have to. Why would you do that? I mean, it's just an idea, just a vague concept of brake hitting. But niggas don't pay no attention to red light. I got somewhere to be, and they just go through the red light. So I just sit there. I mean, I don't even get mad anymore. I just look. I just laugh. Cause what you gonna do? You just gotta drive for yourself and all the other fools on the road, and then you make it to where you going from point A to point B in one piece. Yeah, I tell you, I met this white. I told you guys about that little white dude I went out with who he was Irish, but he was one of the kind of Irish, not with the red hair. He had like blonde hair, but his hair he was so white, and his hair was so blonde it was like clear. And dude, he was just, I mean, nicest guy. He was just so nice to me. Bought me roses and took me wherever I wanted to go for our date and all of the stuff. But I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I needed him to have some kind of tint. So see, if he's like dude that what's her name, the little 17-year-old trying to date, I could see why he would want his kids to have some brown to him. Cause dude, I'm telling you, he was just too. He was Caspery. Nicest person though, but you got to be attracted to your man physically. Otherwise, you don't want to really get busy with him and stuff, and that creates problems. You're trying to be married to somebody. You know, yes, Italian men. Yeah, honey. Once Lady Boss meets the right Rico Suave's personal Italian man, she'll be all right. I'll be like, well, whatever happened to Lady Boss that used to come to the chat? And she be over there making spaghetti and meatballs. Go to Italy, yeah. You could do that. No. I said I like French accents. You in there. But I wouldn't be dating you anyway, so what you talking about? Get out of here. Yeah, Candace, to sum it up, what Candace said. Yeah, I don't know. This guy, I mean, he had his own little business and stuff. But I mean, I mean, to be a young dude, he was making good money and all of that. He had his own house. I mean, was doing things. But I mean, I'm just telling you, if I could have got past that, I probably would be married and have a whole bunch of little half white kids by now. But because he was just so into me, it was just ridiculous. Just it's kind of scary, Just like, oh, I was like, kind of, come on now, just back up, time out. Just couldn't get enough of it. He just like sitting there at the dinner table, just staring at me and stuff. Everything I wanted, he was ordering it. That boy had some money, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I just could not. He was just too white, just too white. And I'm not against white. I mean, I've dated men, Asian men, Greek men, all different nationalities, countries, Philippines. I mean, I don't care about that. But you still have to be attracted to the guy, no matter what nationality he is. There has to be something you have to like looking at him and not be squinting, and wanting to put on sunglasses and stuff because the sun bouncing off of him is blinding. That's just not good. Yeah, he was Caspery. I'm telling you. Lady Boss. She'll be up there making some lasagna and shit, and learning her little Italian words. Ah, I could just see it now. That would be funny. Where are we on time? Oh, we just got about 5 more minutes, you guys. And then we will be out. Anybody got a last question? We talked about everything under the sun tonight. Uh, Not that many questions came through. I was surprised. I don't think I missed any. I thought people would have more questions. But we do have, if you do have a question, maybe you're shy, um, and you want to um, submit your question. Oops, I'm typing backwards. You want to submit your question to What the Fuck Tuesday? Go to the website at this URL, and there's a button there that says Get Advice, and fill out the form there. Likewise, that form is linked to the top of the YouTube channel. It's a little button with a little face that says Get Advice. Click that, it'll take you right to the form as well. Yes, I'm telling you, Kwame and Van, that's exactly what I was thinking about. You know, that's where my mind went. That motherfucker would be dark and that motherfucker would be glowing. Oh, no, no, no. Can't do it. Can't do it. Yes, the best, I have to say, the best boyfriend. Okay, well, besides the dude in Hawaii, but he wasn't really a boyfriend. The best boyfriend I had prior to getting married was the Japanese dude that I dated while he was here as an exchange student. Cool as hell. Just really. And if I wasn't such a scary person, I would have went back to Japan with him when he wanted me to. But I was like, nah, I can't do it. You want to say thank you? Well, thank you, Kayla. Yeah, Candace, that's what everybody keep telling me. So I think I'm on the right track. Nobody, before I did, I just kind of figured it out. But I'm just like, yeah, I tell you, it's interesting when you date internationally. Plus, you learn more about yourself. You're with men from different cultures, and they approach life and work and family and women in completely different ways. So you get the benefit of that knowledge from various cultures of the world, so that your knowledge about how men and women can relate is vastly different than if you only date men from the same culture as you, the same social economic class as you, the same educational level as you. It just makes you a broader person, a lot more tolerant, a lot more understanding, and you can better understand people. I was gonna do that, princess. I got a video camera, and then I was trying to learn how to use it, and I got sick, and then Debruary came around, so I haven't really had time to do too much of anything. But one thing that I did want to do is do a video of some exercises, and that women can do like a 15-minute workout routine with just a couple of pieces of equipment, primarily body weight, and show you guys how to do that. Either put it on a tripod or have my daughter film it. That'd probably be better. But I have to, again, we have to wait, and it's too cold now. I'm not trying to be outside hopping around so y'all can see some shit. You just have to wait. It's too cold. What is the top dating advice that I would give an individual over 40 who has never been married? Get a passport and jump on as many planes as possible. That is my advice. Do not stay in this place, wherever it is you are. Don't stay there. Go, travel, go to other countries, and, have yourself a good time. Even if you don't get married, you will have a good time. And there's men everywhere. Okay, men everywhere, and they like women of all different ages and all different races. So you never have to feel like, you're not going to get enough time or attention or anything like that. Plane, passport. That's what you got to do. You haven't, Lisa? Girl, you missing out. My brand, I like Asian men, I think. That's my preference, really. I like Asian men. Uh, Chair exercises. Yeah, those are good too. Hmm. Vanessa, you stupid. How you gonna tell somebody that? Turn off the light so I can see you glow in the dark. Dude, of course he got mad. That's just wrong. That is so wrong. You guys are so funny. I have really enjoyed tonight, I tell you what. You guys are off the chain. But we'll be back. We know we got our last, the fourth of the four live streams tomorrow. I'm gonna be talking about, is your man an emotionally bankrupt narcissist? That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. sharp. That's Pacific time, 7 if you're on the East Coast, 6 if you're in Central time. This is Deborah Cooper from the Debsterism channel, streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream question and answer to dating advice. We'll be doing this again in the future, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye.